Let's talk about 4 mistakes to avoid as a one-person company. So this article comes from Indie Hackers by JT. So let's dive into this article here. I'll leave a link in the description below for it. So not all businesses are good choices for solo founders. Some are impossible to grow when you're a business of one. But how can you find a business that you can easily grow as a solo founder or a small team? So understanding the right type of business can save you years of frustration. So the first section is about don't think big, think small. As we're unconsciously influenced by companies that we use ourselves. Think Netflix, Notion, Twitter, and Gmail. These companies all have a few things in common. They require scale, they target consumers for a major part of their business, they charge a low price, most are free, they exist in large markets, and they have a ton of money to spend. So really, we're just looking to avoid that. So the first way we do that is avoiding businesses that require scale. So anything that does not need a massive number of users. The writer of this article, JT, describes an example for one of their early startup attempts. The idea was a wedding directory that was positioned as a trip advisor for weddings. It was a two-sided marketplace and targeted the entire UK wedding market. This market was too big. The business required network effects on a massive scale to work, and trying to attract engaged couples and wedding vendors on this scale with no budget was basically impossible. So they were forced to keep changing the focus of the business, making it constantly more niche. So they ended up shutting it down as they couldn't get network effect for the business quickly enough. So the second thing not to do is charging low prices. Because getting customers is hard. Sales and marketing are both major time drains, and you can't spend all your time doing them. If you have low prices, you need to reach hundreds or thousands of customers to scale. For example, Netflix only charges $10 a month, so you need 100 users to reach $1,000. So on the flip side, you could have one single B2B client paying $10,000 per month, so you need 1,000 customers at $10 versus one client at $10,000. It's always easier to manage a smaller number of users and clients as well, but this gives you more time to focus on each one. So really the summary of that as well is to focus on the B2B space, as you can get by with less customers as they are willing to pay you more money. For many businesses, paying $500 to $1,000 a month, especially if they're doing well, is probably worth it if you're generating them more time savings or even more revenue increases. Or if you're trying to charge a consumer $500 to $1,000 a month, that's going to be a much more difficult proposition. So the third tip here is to target businesses, not consumers, as this allows you to sell at higher prices. As we just discussed here, businesses are happy to spend money on things that help them grow as it increases revenue. Business expenses also reduce profits and therefore taxes on those profits, so the expense is offset against future taxes. And businesses allocate money for training and marketing, so they're literally looking to spend money. Fourth tip is don't chase large markets here. It talks about the analogy of competing in an ocean or a garden pond. As in the ocean, you're competing with millions of other fish, most of whom are much bigger than you and will ultimately eat you. Or in a pond, you might be the biggest fish, and this is exactly how you want to think about your business. Choose a market where you can be the biggest fish. The example given here is that if you decide to start a shoe brand, you'll be competing with Nike, Adidas, and countless others. But if you niche that down into a pickleball shoe brand, suddenly you're the only player in the market. You're the biggest fish. So if we summarize this post here, swap scale for small and charge higher prices to businesses. Instead of a social network, build a niche professional community. Instead of an AI blog, write an AI image generation newsletter for social media managers. And set up a general web design agency, start a web agency targeting logistic companies in the UK. So think smaller markets with bigger budgets, and these opportunities are endless. If you've gotten this far in the video, I'm sure you want to build your own micro SaaS or SaaS product. There's a link in the description below. We can get sneaky micro SaaS ideas you can steal for free. All you have to do is enter in your email. So again, there's a link in the description below. We can get these free micro SaaS ideas. So this concludes the video here. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, I would love it so much if you smash that like and subscribe button below. If you have any questions, leave a comment, but thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.